Hey folks, how are you all? Hope you are enjoying your day. Today Azure Developer Community is up again with another interesting session for you all on how to deploy a web app using Azure. And today we have with us a very famous personality. You all must be knowing about him, Mr. Mukesh Kumar Rao. And for those who don't know him, let me introduce him to you all. He's none other than the co-founder of the Tech Twins Technologies LLP. He is also a cybersecurity consultant and instructor at Cybersecurity Society Kanpur, a cybersecurity consultant and instructor at CTG Solutions, Secnesis Solutions Private Limited. He is also a instructor at Udemy. He's a pre-placed mentor at Pre-placed Education Private Limited. Today he'll be delivering you with the session on how to deploy a static website over Microsoft Azure. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Varun. Hi, everyone. A very warm welcome. So let's start the session. Let me share my screen. I think it's visible to all. Okay. So, anyone just confirm that it's visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Thank you. Just give a second. Why it is not? Yeah. Sorry for little delay. I think that's good to go. Okay. So yeah, once again, a very welcome. Today we want to discuss and see how practically we can do about the deployment of a static website. Of course, we have two type of websites nowadays. We are mainly focused about the dynamic website with the communication with the approach. There we have database API conversations. That are the things. But as a fresher or as a beginner, of course we start from very zero. First of all we will learn about HTML CSS, then we go to JavaScript, then learn about database, and then backend connectivity with like PHP, Node.js is there, or Python. Correct. So everybody have start with a specific entry level, that is first, that how actually website works, what are the web pages, how the request is going on, what is the architecture of client and server part is there. So this all things we will discuss in this session. So let's just start. And this is the agenda that we will cover today. Firstly, we will introduce about what actually Azure platform is all about. Like somebody is already know about that part. Then one service that we will work on, that is a storage service in which we will deploy static website. Then we will discuss about the dynamic and static part and some practicals that we will do, and what will be the future for developers or who want to learn about the website development or want to start your career into the web development and web designing part. So let's move on. It's just my short intro already. Yeah, you know about that thing. So if anybody want to connect with me in future, so I'm available on all the platforms, social platforms. You can connect with me and just start. So yeah, I think that is a very famous word we have. The brand everybody knows is Microsoft, and there is a one service part that we can get it, that is Azure. Now Azure is a cloud platform where we can do any kind of work related to documentation, office work, organization related, finance part, from development, everything. You can get servers, CPU, compute part, everything you can get it through online platform. We just need an internet and a web browser to access that particular services. So you can see in this image, you have like computing, infrastructure, mobile, data management, messaging services. Like nowadays, we are more into the IT industry and IT platform. Everything is going to be digitalized in the upcoming future. Like lots of works, almost we can say, if we are from the computer science background or mainly from the IT background, are almost 80 to 90% work is done onto the online platform. Only 10% is some documentation and a paper verification we do with a signature. That is we require a physical paper, some physical document. But rest the things we do on online. Some are developers, some are developing websites, mobile applications, softwares, and some are working on different administration level jobs, managing jobs, monitoring jobs. Some are in the security platforms. From my background, I am from the infrastructure part, where we are dealing in the virtual machines, compute, and networking part, and how to secure that things. These are the steps that we do. Then, of course, the today's topic that we will discuss. So we focus more onto the platform as a service, where we deploy websites, web application, or mobile applications we have. So that we will discuss more. Let me just showcase portal. If anybody is first time visiting, so they have to just create an account to learn Microsoft, and it provide free account. You can just open the azure.microsoft.com. There you can click on free account, so you can get a 1 year of access, and in that you can get some around 200 credit, in which you can learn some of the basic functionalities and features we have on Azure platform. Okay, so already I have my account, so not needed to create. You just go to sign in and then you can click on this Azure portal. So after getting there, it will redirect to the Azure portal, and this is the online platform. So if somebody is not know about programming languages as a beginner level, still they can learn and grab their career into the cloud computing and platform parts. So this is the dashboard you will get it, in which you can see some of the current services we have. Or if you click on there, so you will get all the A to Z services which is provided by the Microsoft Azure. You can click, you can see functional app is there. Then you just click on this portal, all services. There you will see all the some of the highlighted services which are mainly used in every industry, and you can get all the categories from here. General computing, that part is even security, DevOps, if monitoring part, hybrid. If anybody want to grow their career in IoT or artificial intelligence, machine learning, so all these services available on Azure cloud platform. Okay, so there we will focus on the one service that we call as storage service, basically. So what actually the storage service is. Simply, if we talk about our physical laptops or systems, so there we use storage on a two kind of memory we have, that is RAM and ROM. So if we are doing anything on real platform or real things, So we require that. But we want to store something which stay a longer time, even our system shut down, still there it will be safe. So that there we use ROM, or you can simply take example with hard drive or SSD we have. So these are the services is also provided by the Azure storage service. There you can see we have a storage account, and then you can see some of the different advanced services are also there. That is we use on different platform basis particularly. But let's go and check what actually Azure service is all about. So, when we create operating systems, we access through online, maybe through cloud platform or through remote, access. So there we require a storage part. Like, you know, even we are, using website or mobile application, there should be some data which is stored for a longer time, and some of the data that we require, frequently. So these are the services are assigned by the storage service that is available on Azure Portal, in which you can say have virtual machines storage part. Like on a continuous basis, we do some of the operating systems. We require Windows based operating systems or Linux based operating systems. So there we use some of the kind work that we require. Apart from that, it will be stay. Then we will shut down the machine, but still the data is stored. So that's the storage is done on the storage service. And we have some structured data and some unstructured data that is divided in some different categories. These are the, so we have queue storage, table storage, blob storage, file storage, and disk storage is there. Disk storage, you can get on-premise base also. What actually the on-premise is, we have the dedicated hardware resources to store our data. Generally, this service is used by the private companies because they cannot store every data on online platform. They have some sensitive data that will be stored in their physical server in a mounting part. Then coming with the blob storage, which is then one of the famous storage service is available on Azure. And every type of basic services that we want to start or want to deploy, so there we require blob storage. And then we have table and queue, which is we use in the database to whenever we are creating some complex softwares or deploying or launching any mobile app or web app application in a particularly very vast area to deploy, and the user traffic is very huge. So these are the services we use on cloud platform. Now the differences on each you can get from this slide. You can see like which are the files type we can use it. So we have blob, tables, queue, and file shares. So blob is a general, you can take a reference where you can say in the normal, take documents files we have like exe files, jpg, pdf files that can be stored as up to 200 GB as a free of cost that you can only use it on your free account basis. Now, then coming with the some advanced services or some premium services, so that can be increased above 1 TB storage also. Then we have tables. Tables is like no structure, or you can say no SQL storage. Generally, this is a storage service we use when we are in launching or developing some applications which have multiple different kind of data are available. If we take an example, everybody is using Facebook or Instagram account. So on a daily basis, you can see whenever we create a post, in that we can submit video, photos also, GIF files. We can submit PDF, some document we want to release, and now we also have the short videos. In we have YouTube short is there. Then you can check in Facebook. We also have reels. So you can see different kind of data can be submitted at the same time. So that is not a structure based data that is store. So there we use table as a service in which any kind of format of data can become and that can be stored. Then we have file share. Generally, this is used when we are sharing some file data from one virtual machines, or simply we can say from one operating system to another operating systems on online platform. Okay, then we have queue. This is generally, we use in the automation part or some messaging related services or some push notifications we require. Maybe in the mass mailer systems also we use. So that is used by the corporate, like, we got some push message, some notifications we got. Simply we have seen, whenever we do some shopping, we got some notification or about, delivery part. Then you got some recommendation part is there. Then something you have, just forgot in your cart account. So just a reminder will come that this is, missing. You can, do the shopping part. So this kind of services can be, handled by the queue uh, services in Azure account. Okay, so moving further in that part, coming with the, our main topic. So storage service we will, use to deploy a website. Now, uh, if somebody is already, experienced in, development part, so they know like how the website is work and what is, working process is available. But for someone who's, entry level or just want to know how the website is work, so I'm just, taking a simple example. Like, you just go on Google and search something. So on a keyword basis, we got a sub research, response. And then whenever we click on a website, it will give you some information about that particular topic. Okay. So website is, work on the basis of request and the response basis. Or generally you can say client and server architecture. Like end user, whatever it required to search or, requesting some data, so it will be get from the server side, that is where the website is host. Okay, so that is what we call as website architecture. Or if you take in a simple more little, layman part, you just go to your Windows file explorer and there you search something, we want to find some document related, so you just explore the file. Correct. Same kind of, process is also happen in the website platform also. But the storage that you can see in your file explorer, it is stored in your local system. But in website, what actually happens that the same storage is, stored in some remote location. It can be somewhere into the world, which is, running on physical server. So through internet, we can access anywhere in the world with that particular protocol. We use www through that world wide web, to access the data. So in terms of, developing your own website, the concept comes like how we can develop, how we can, start. So, starting your career in website development or, learn about the website. So some of the basic things we require as a programming base to know, that is to learn about HTML language. Then we have CSS and JavaScript. This is the three very basic, language about the web that we have to learn to develop your own customized website. By combining these three particular, language, we create a static website. That is just a simple website. There we don't, using any kind of video, don't any use of, animation. There is, some data is stored. And you can take example of Wikipedia. It is a static, website page where we just search, we got a output in that time. There isn't something not in a store. Okay, because there we don't have connected with the database. And if you take example of, some YouTube, you can take Netflix, you can take, Udemy, Coursera. These are the some learning platforms where you can, log in. Then you can get a access of data on a customized base, like what is your learning progress, what are the videos you have completed, which course you have completed. So that is stored somewhere on the database, and as per the request we are getting, so that become a dynamic website. That is a very basic difference I know go to. So now how you can, start, like this is for the beginner level, because nowadays all the websites which we and us see, that will be, dynamic platform already, because there we are using some data and some of the information is stored onto the database. So nowadays not that much, and you will see static website on a web portal. Everything it is customized, or maybe in the hybrid or native mode, that can be run on web plus mobile platform both. So this is for the beginner level, that to understand how a website is work as a first time it is created with some simple languages. We use HTML, CSS, not even JavaScript also, to grab that thing. Because JavaScript we used to create some functionalities, that part. So coming with the architecture, so we have understand the client and server architecture. Like when we create a one web page, so how it is submitted data on the background, and it will redirect you to some new page or some registration forms, that thing. So that is for beginner level, that to understand. Then we have a web hosting. Like whenever we create a local website, so that will run easily on your local web, or you can say local system. But that thing we want to launch on some internet platform that can be accessed by any user in the world. So there we use a concept, or you can say services we have, that is called web hosting, and the background through which we can host any website, so that is called web servers. You can take example of Apache, Tomcat, and Nginx is there. IIS web server from Windows server. So these are the web servers we use to host dynamic website as well as static website also, with more functionalities on a real time. Okay, so that is a difference you can see. I have just added one image. There you can get the idea. Easy building website is that, cheap to host, but in terms of dynamic, we require little bit costly. As of course, there is some database servers is also running between the client and server part. Okay, so that is a main difference is there. Nowadays, whatever the website you are seeing, they are of course dynamic in nature, and they we are using of course user account is there mainly. So this is one link that you want to go through. I have added it this link, so you can go through and read the part, like what are the differences, examples are there, and you can get the part. For this is for the reference part you have. Now coming to the Azure platform, so this is the very basic structure. You can get the idea, like how we can host a static website on Azure account or Azure portal. Okay, so there you can see we have the end browser. There it is connected with Azure CDN, and then we have the request for HTTP and HTTPS. There we can set this thing, and this is the Azure storage account. There we can create a static HTML file or JavaScript or CSS file to host a specific website. Okay, so that is a very basic architecture we have. So moving with the practical part, let's go. So let's start with the first. You just go to Azure portal. Okay, and you can see here we have a create resource and that part. You can directly go there, and there you can see we have the storage account. You can create here directly, create option, or you can, if you don't know, you can just search with the storage account here. So you can get this particular portal. You can just click, and then you can get. So both options are available. How you want to go. So let's go very simple in a graphical way. I'm just going in the menu button, and then you can click on the store account, and then there you can create a resource. Okay, so there you can create. Now the new portal will come on the platform. So there you can see these are the settings comes on the Azure platform base. Uh, there you can see we have, this is a subscription. Like if you have created your free account, so there it will showcase free account access. This is one of my organization account, so I'm just using that account. And there you can see which resource group you want to create. Let's suppose if you are first time creating on a platform, so there will be no resource group, because these are some different resource groups I am using for different projects. That's what it's showing. So you can go just create a new, and there you can create like website resource. That's creating a new resource for that. Okay, so that is created. Now there you can give your as account name. Maybe you can take your own name, or we can take like we can just say static website demo one already taken. Then we can go with demo one. Okay, so we just take a account name static website demo one. Reason it is the particular option comes like in which location area wise you can creating that particular resource. Like in Azure, we have multiple geolocation based data centers are available through which we can access the services easily. So the recommendation is that in which country you are living, you just check that the nearest country where you can get a zone. That is like a geolocation zone. So we are in particularly in India, so we can take Asia Pacific, South India or West India as a part. I'm just taking this is by default for now because the account is we have taken from the US based subscription. That's why. Okay, now here we got a performance. Performance is something you can get understanding about process of storage part. If you click on the premium part, you will get some SSD based storage. There you can decide your page block. Specifically, a redundancy part is there that thing can go, but it will cost some money for starting that part. So I will recommend that if you are using free account, you can go with the standard one as a by default. Okay, now click on the next and you can check some advanced settings we have. Uh, Data state storage. These are the things that as a for a beginner level not needed, but someone is already using and on the platform base, so there we can use this kind of settings to enable SSS file part, blob storage. We can enable it. File sharing we want to enable for virtual machines to transfer. So there we can use Azure File, and then you can go to networking. This is what we call let me just zoom it. So that is we have particularly public endpoint like all network, or we can specify some network. Generally this thing we use or these two options for a specific internal company projects part where we want to share something platform based, then only we can use that thing. Okay, then you can go to data protection option, and this is something the data which we store like website data is there, database option is there, so that can be stored in a strong part. So generally we don't disturb that settings, only if specific conditions are that we have to use some on-premise based services, then only we can use this settings to store some container based services, then only. Else it will be by default Azure has strong security policies, so according to that it will list, and then you can go to encryption type. That is also not required, you can just go with that part. And tag is something you can take as a hash reference or to remember the what kind of settings you have done. Else you can just go to review, you will get all the details here whatever the things we have done, and then you can go to last, and it is checking the validation. So after giving this a validation is passed, that means you can create this resource. So just click on the create option and it will deploy. Okay, so there you can create. So there you will get in this pop-up like it is initializing the deployment part and getting website resource on a specific platform. So it will take not more than 1 minute to deploy the resources and that thing. So see there, the deployment name and the resources will take just a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, max to max. So there you can see the resources account is created. You can check the details or just wait for a few seconds. it will give more update on that part. Okay, so all the resources are created. You can go to the resource there. Now this is the storage account is created for you, and all the settings and overview you can see here. Platform based. These are the some specific device that we want to go through again, not. And let's suppose somebody don't know about what to do next. So for them, there you can click on the tutorial. So there it is given some of the quick start documentation by the Azure. There you can click and check like what are the things you can do as a first step, and some of the free training is also provided by the Microsoft Azure. So that thing you can use as a reference. So what we have to do here, you can go there downward, and there you can see on the data management you can click on the static website. So in static website we got a account. Okay, you just have to enable this option, and then you have to give the specific file name and document file, like which file you want to upload, and that can be that is a 4 error. So we just go with the by default we have, that is index.html, or you can use home.html if you are creating multi-page website. Okay, so I'm just getting with the index.html, and error will be the 404 if some kind of error comes. So that is the 404 HTML page. You just take and then save this. Now this is the same thing that is done in your local, and the website access you can get it from here. Okay, so you can just copy this particular part, and there you can just click to get your official web part. So generally you can say this is the first time is coming because HTTP code error is coming because on that particular index.html page that we have created, there is no some data, no file is available. So for that, what we have to do is that we will create a small HTML file which is in the localhost. So I'm just using Node++ for our editor. You can go there and you can just type here like simple. You can taking a simple HTML tag. There you can we use head, so you can take a static website, then close this particular tag. This is a very simple one. I am not taking anything extra, very simply that you can go. Then you can provide the title of the website. So you can just save first a static website you are creating, or even online platform will get uh, some of the predefined free templates that you can download and you can just deploy. Then you can customize accordingly to that. For a starting learning base, then you can refer some of the website if you want to learn. Then you can go to body. There I'm just creating one heading one. Hello, how are you? Just simply. Let's just close this tab. Okay. Uh, just taking one simple P that is used for a paragraph tag. So I can just take any hello, how are you? If I just search for a static website, you will get content. So I'm just taking this copy paste for a quick. There you can go there and just paste it. Okay. Let's go to edit. Okay, no problem. So it is very long line. Let's just close. Okay, so that thing we have done simply a one page, and then you can just close this paragraph tag, closing the body tag, and then HTML. Okay, simple, very initial base page we have created. Then save this file. Let's go to desktop and save it with the index.html and then save it. I just replace the original one. So you can see the website is done. Now the next step that your source code is done. Now you have to go to the option called storage browser. That is preview option. So there you can get all the accounts information, like we have discussed about blog, file share, and tables platform and that. So you can click on the blog container, and there you can see this is the one portal is created, $web. That is the by default directory on the Azure portal. And if somebody using in local system, so we use Jam server for a local part. So there you can get all the files that you have written in the htdocs folder. Correct. So just click there, double tap the. Now here we have to upload that file that we have created. You can just go, and here you can browse, and let's go to index.html. So this is the file we have created. Let's open it. So the file is uploaded. Simple, it is uploaded. Now we just go to our website link, that this is the one, and you can just refresh it. So you can see this is the static website we have created. Like this is how very simple, and this is the particular link you can access from anywhere in the world, that is available as a public. So we don't have to use, even you want to check it, I can just provide this link to you for a reference. I mean, if the chat is available for everybody, I don't know. Let's check it. So if you want to check, you can check this particular website. So this is how very simple we can host a website as free of cost. Of course, the charges we will require when we require to convert this particular, by default, this domain URL into our custom URL. Like we want to create a website by our own name, something like that. So there we have to use that particular thing on that approach part in that level. Okay. So I just have taken some of the, what we you can do is that to create a initial website and host on Azure, you can just take idea about a resume. You can search with simple HTML and CSS based resume that you can customize it, and then you can launch it. Like just copy upload the file. That's a required part. Like I have one more initially I have done. So there you can go to one more I have created. Before that, you can just go this website link, website. So there I just uploaded one predefined template. I'm just showing you. You can go to store browse, and there you can click on the blob storage. So there I just taken a one online free template and just copy paste the index, JavaScript, and CSS. I have not taken because that we will customize later on. So this is the particular is available. Now to access this website, so what you're gonna do, you can just go to static option is available there, and there you can see. So primary endpoint is given. You just copy this thing, and there you can just open this. And so this is just one sample template I have given, like, and you can see very elegantly it is look like very easy about your resume, where you can connect, you can customize this thing anyway. So you just have to just take a source code, you can just modify according to your part, and then you can do. If already about programming language very good, advanced level about the HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, so you can create your own static website and you can launch. So that can become your online portfolio kind of part. Of course, we have multiple projects are available. So these are the some of the ideas that you can use to showcase that we know Azure Portal a little bit. We know how to develop or host a website. So we have multiple options are available on Azure platform. This is the one time is that. Now some of the service we can go through and check it. Uh, so there we can come. So that is the first website, I think. Yeah, this is the. So there you can see we have different options available. You can check the activity, or firstly you can go to monitor option, or you can just check the insight first. So insight will give a little idea that the resources that we are using on a particular platform. So from which web location it is hit, we can say this is the particular part. So on an average, what are the data transfer, like whenever somebody just click on this website and open it, so that activity we can see here, input output, grand weight, how much and to server, these other things. So this is for the monitoring part, like to monitor and that thing. You can go to matrix, you can enable the part. So here you can just search with blog, I think. No, you can go to that. In blog you can see blog we have. You can just check the ingress. So both the options check there, the input output. So this is the traffic you can see, which is we hit, like on a specific time part. Then I get. So if I just reload this websites, I think we will get some input output graph here. You can go and check the ingress, so there you can get the different graph. So this is how you can see that how much performance about your website is giving. So these are the functionalities actually help for the digital marketers, like we when we are performing or doing SEO, that is search engine optimization, on the website. Okay, you can check the log files. This is currently we have to enable, like in the analytics, when we doing some particularly some research or study part, then we can use it. And also these are the other options are available. You can replicate the website on a different geolocation, so that somebody if accessing that website in that country, so they will get a good response and very good performance on website. Sometimes what happen, let's suppose the this particular website we have hosted on east US and west US. In case let's suppose our internet is not working properly, so in India, maybe in China or Japan or in Australia, the website will take little time to load the website. A reason, it is very far from the distance. So when we are getting a data transfer over satellite on the internet part, so that will take little time to grab the part. So what actually we do, we can replicate the same website, but that can be host on some nearby geolocation, like in South Asia, and we have, or maybe in West India, that we can launch. So that's geolocation part we can replicate here. So that option is also available. That also we have failover part is also one topic is that we use. Let's suppose in some area disaster happen, maybe some national disaster come, so due to that power outage has gone, maybe internet is not working properly, or signals are not working properly. So there we cannot access the website properly, but through any other location we can redirect the website, so that we can take the help of failover uh, access, so that your website will not get any kind of loss for the business purpose. And you can go to blob inventory, so there you can check all the account part. But first we have to create an particular rules to define. And these are the network and security services are available for the website, and the performance part, like how the website open, what are the things that we can do with. So this is how you can do and deploy a static website on Azure platform. Of course, that is not the end of this particular topic, because from here we will move to the dynamic approach, like how to deploy with the help of partner. So that thing we will do, but in the next session, not today. So let's move on. that these are the resources I have added for the learning and reference part, so that you get a little idea that how we can learn and that thing. And for future roadmap, so I have given the approach that after learning the static development, how you can deploy a dynamic web page. So we have Azure app services are available. With that help, you can easily deploy like CMS platforms, WordPress, Drupal, Joomla is there. Some mobile application you can deploy it in that level. So these are the options are available approachly, so that you can do in that particular part. Okay, so moving further. So once again, thank you for the time. I think we have limited time is available. So any kind of question or query anybody have that you can go through, I will available. Any kind of questions and options anybody have? And yes, of course, this is the joining link we have given for the Azure developer community. So you can connect with us and learn lots of new things. We have very good, community with lots of new talents and some experienced persons are available. So there, I am also connected, and we are sharing knowledge with each other on the Azure part. So you can, all are welcome to connect. And yes, any question query is there, I am available for that part. Anyone, any question or query is there? So let me know.
So we have a question from Shubham Gupta. He's saying how to start with cloud.
Okay. So see, there. Hi. So Shubham, say that how you can start the particular cloud platform. Firstly, you can understand the little concept about the computer networks and how internet is working. That is only you need it. After that, you can just jump to take any cloud platform. We have Azure, we have AWS cloud is there, Google cloud is there, and just start to explore the services like Azure and AWS. They have a very good documentations is available. Uh, and part. So if we talk about Azure, we have very good documentation online is available with specific career wise, like what are the things you can learn, how you can start your career in cloud platforms. So there, if I showcase on my screen, you can just check. You just search with Azure training, you will get in a very proper documentation as fundamental, like from beginner level to advanced level. So you can get, like you can just click on this learning path, and you can get idea like you want to go with the administrative, which kind of job role you want to go. So there you can get this part, and which kind of level you have. Maybe you can go with intermediate or beginner level. So you just click on beginner level and just see what are the services basis topics are discussed. So you can just go with Azure fundamentals. That is the part is there. If you want to go with the certification, so we have AZ 900 is available to start, in which the certification teach you about the different kind of services available on Azure, like which compute service is doing, how database services are doing. So that way you can start your career in cloud. Not only in the Azure, if you want to go in AWS cloud or Google cloud, so they also have the same approach is available in both this stuff. So that is the way that you can start your career in that part. Yeah. Any other question is there?
No, sir, I don't think there is any other question. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here, taking out some
Yeah.
time from your busy schedule and sharing this valuable knowledge with our attendees. I hope they must be benefited with the session you have given. It was a really amazing session. And thank you guys for being such a lovely audience. See you very
Thank
soon
you.
in the upcoming sessions we are conducting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.